the justification in writing that this case, the way it is framed, is strong enough to pass muster before a trial chamber. This is always the case whether it is in the absence or in the presence of an accused. So when he is arrested, the trial proceedings will start. And that means, like in any criminal jurisdiction with a sophisticated law and procedure, like also in Uganda, that we will begin putting our evidence before the trial chamber, hearing witnesses, bringing documentary evidence, etc., and working towards a conviction. Now, this is not a time to lose hope in any way, and I want to say that clearly. I understand frustration because I share the frustration that it is taking so long to apprehend Joseph Kony. And in that sense, like Maria has said also this morning, the wheels of justice do sometimes move too slowly, but they do move, and that's what we're working towards. We are working to ensure that he is arrested and we can move to the next stage, and at the same time we are working to preserve our evidence. We are continuing to engage with our witnesses. We try to take care of our witnesses. We try to make sure that everything is well organized and prepared so that it can move as swiftly as possible once he is arrested. Now, I cannot tell you when that moment will come, because you also have to understand that it is a very sensitive matter. And we ourselves do not have any police or military that we can instruct to do something, to apprehend him. So we are working with partners. And to ensure that our intelligence that we gather and that we also receive from our partners is not compromised, we have to be we have to treat it very confidentially. Especially when there is a chance of arrest, information leaking out, etc., can compromise such situations. So us not saying anything does not mean nothing is happening. Yeah? But we cannot go into any particular details on how we work. Specifically in this case. Now, maybe...
But again, just to emphasize, because I know my friends from the media sometimes, just bear in mind that he needs to surrender to the court. That's a basic and first and foremost initiative. He surrenders, or he's arrested and surrenders to the court. And then, once he appears before the judges, and if there are reasons justifying that he appears online, then that can happen. But he cannot be somewhere in the bush and say, I can appear before the ICC judge. That is out of question. And the last question, what if he's never arrested? What happens? What is the fate of the victims? Unfortunately, if he's never arrested, we will never get to trial and ultimately to conviction. And that means no reparation at the end. If in the unfortunate circumstances he were to die, that would be the same. It would just be like the case of Vincent Oti, Okoto Diambo, or Rascaluquia. The cases or the proceeding would be terminated because he is no longer alive. And that is unfortunate, which is also why, as Leonie was saying, we try our best to make sure that he is arrested. And of course, you are people of faith. Pray also for us. We're also using our technology and intelligence. Thank you.